Hey there, today is 7 thoughts on business and money. Don't ask me what day we're on. So 1, you attract who you are, not who you want. How do you show up with people you've bought from? Some people feel that purchasing from someone gives them that right to be skeptical, cynical, and hard on them because you spent your hard-earned money. Are you a good buyer? Because either way, you'll attract people just like you, good or bad. So if you're a bad buyer, you won't be able to sell your stuff to good buyers. It just doesn't work like that. How do you feel when people try to sell you something? If it bugs you when people try to sell you something, you'll never become that which you despise. So you'll struggle to sell anything yourself. If you resent rich people, you'll never become one. 2, if you beat yourself up, it's a waste of time. Beating yourself up is one of the most selfish things you can do because it steals valuable time away from things that can make an impact. It's a big waste of time. Last night I wanted to do a video for the 14-day challenge in Ray's group. I didn't get it done, but I didn't beat myself up. I just went, oh well, this is a different one. Anyways, if the urge to sink into beating yourself up that happens, then do something productive. So I did another one and I posted it anyways. So 3, quitting doesn't speed anything up. Creating success takes time. So if you get bent out of shape every time you hit an obstacle, you're going to struggle. Success does take time. It takes time. What's the alternative? Quitting doesn't help. So number 4, what's not a lack of obstacle or abundance of support that creates success? It's the keeping going when there are obstacles and a lack of support that make a difference. So who cares if you have support? Who cares if they think you're right or wrong? Do it anyways. Ray made a bold decision that no one in his life supported that, and they didn't support him, and it ended up being the best moves he could have made. Even so, it was not smooth sailing for him. But he did it anyways. Number 5, someone with a tougher past than you has succeeded regardless of what they went through. People will buy the excuses you give them when times are tough. They'll let you off the hook, but there are others going through worse. They still make it work. I get it that life sucks, but you can create success in spite of everything that's going on in your life in these crazy times. So 1 example, Oprah Winfrey. She was sexually assaulted from the ages of 9 to 14. She became pregnant and the baby died prematurely. She is now worth $2.6 billion. John Petron Michael. Anyways, his mom couldn't afford him, so he went into foster care. He was in street gangs and he was homeless twice. And now he's worth $3.1 billion. And I'll get the name, I just can't pronounce it if you want it. Howard Schultz. He is the creator of Starbucks, and he grew up poor in subsidized housing, and he's now worth $3.3 billion. If you had a tough past, it does not mean you cannot create massive success. Ray had child abuse until he was the age of 12. He remembers wearing turtlenecks to school to cover up claw marks on his neck from his stepmom, who was extremely abusive. I've heard plenty of his stories over this last 2 years. But he also remembers being sick and vomiting in his cereal bowl and being told he had to eat it. Pretty gross. So he refused, and he was stabbed in the chest with a fork. I mean, that's pretty bad. If you had a tough story, that sucks, but it gives you an opportunity to create success and inspire a lot of people. Number 6. Not everyone has fast success. We talked about Harrison Ford. 27 years trying to be an actor before his first starring role. James Dyson. 15 years, 5,126 versions of his vacuum that failed, now worth $5.8 billion. Amy Murphy, 17 years in network marketing and only made $3,000, now a $1 million earner. Ray, 4 years of being a full-time entrepreneur, was dead broke, in personal foreclosure, and $1 million in debt because he was in the housing market when it crashed. You have to embrace your lessons and stop complaining about how long it's taking and keep going. There's no way to know how long it's going to take. You're going to have to go through some lessons to grow. When you have big goals, number 7, when you have big goals, obstacles will appear. To grow, they test you in your seriousness. That's what those obstacles are for. In order to become the person you need to be to have the level of success and impact you desire, you'll sometimes need a kick in the butt, which Ray does, by the way, if you haven't got through some of this 14-day challenge. Anyways, if at first the signs of struggle you default to quitting, then being an entrepreneur is not for you. See, that's the kick in the butt he gives. Jeff Bezos was a CEO and was despised, called an egomaniac, and people wanted him removed. Now look at him. Ray's success was born in the biggest real estate market crash in U.S. history. So what's next for Ray? What's next for you? Ray hopes you run and show up powerfully with what you have learned. Unfortunately, most will succumb to their habits and play small. Let me know if you'd like more information on what Ray does. He's got free coaching Fridays, all that stuff. And you can actually do the 14-day challenge with him instead of me and maybe get a little bit better training. All right. Which of these 7 points resonated the most with you? Drop that in the comments. Let me know. Which one were you most resistant to? That's where your growth is going to be. Really, take a look at that. And Ray's really proud of you, and so am I, so thank you so much. Just for putting yourself forward to do what you need to do. And that's it. I don't know what day we're on. I keep losing track. So you can drop in the comments what day we're on too. Anyways, take care and have a great whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever time it is.